got up early. We knew that it was going to be a lot of stalking.
Be ready, there could be one anywhere on his edge.
So in the morning, we also stumbled upon an old pump house. It kind of worked as a makeshift blind at the point. Great shelter. It was warm and blocked the wind and snow, so we camped out there for a little while.
You can see a lot of that field out there, but a little cramped.
Watched some deer play in the field, a lot of does.
Big doe up front, that 3 falling. Oh, she's alert too. She's really watching. A little altercation down there.
Saw one buck in the group.
Pretty skinny head and neck.
But wasn't the size and the category that we were looking for today.
He could be twice as big.
Chris would like to take 4 years old and better out here, and you've got to learn to let those younger ones walk, even though they look spectacular.
Lashing wind and snow only up the ante for host Ron Spomer and Ram Truck's Eric Falke, who's after his first whitetail.
We got in the Ram Outdoorsman and decided to go to a different field where we thought maybe there'd be a little bit more action. We got out of the vehicle and it started storming even harder than it was in the morning. But it was cool to get out, get a little bit of information from Ron. He's been doing this a long time. The weather started getting a little bit better, so we decided to take advantage of the break and move our position.
Big field up here. Oh, we're clear on top now, Eric. Big country.
Yeah, you can see everything from here.
If we came down, we could hunt into the wind, right into that thicket, and then set up and rattle.
Sounds good to me.
Be even better if the buck came out. That would sound good to me.
Well, we got up on the feed fields because the deer were coming out fairly early after that big snowstorm. It was cold, they were hungry. We knew they were going to head for the bean fields, the corn fields, somewhere.
That's a good buck. That's just a 3-year-old 4x4. He's got a lot of potential, but he could use a little more bulk. Okay, here comes a buck. Boy, he just stands there and looks really cautious.
Mr. Cautious.
There he's coming. Yeah, it's a 3. See how his belly is a little higher, and he's got kind of a sharp rump.
4 on each side.
Yeah, he's got a little bump that he's trying to grow into a 5th. He's our lure. He shall lure the big one out.
Here on Nebraska's snow-swept prairies, home to Gobble and Grunt Outfitters, Ram's Eric Falke is holding out hope that a worthy whitetail is on the way.
He's our lure. He shall lure the big one out.
He sees the others.
Boy, this cold weather really has a deer coming out early, and that's nice.
That's a buck.
258. He's at a shootable distance.
It looks like he's big on one side.
Yeah, but he's all busted up. His right side's half broken off. Golly, at all these deer going up, you think we could get the right one?
Several of the bucks I rattled in just weren't quite old enough, but I admire Chris for holding out. A program like this is what makes an outfitter capable of putting you onto really big, fully mature deer.
He'll be a real boomer next year.
The final day dawns, and Ron's feeling the pressure to keep Eric from going home empty-handed. So it's back to the bean fields.
Let's get up there, get in the grass and weeds, start watching, see if we can find a buck coming out on the field early enough to shoot.
I felt confident that as long as I was following Ron's lead, we were going to be successful.
All we had to do was get in position. This could be good. We're pretty high.
Got to the top of the hill, walk the fence line.
Let's sit against this line, use that front line for a little bit of a breakup.
Okay.
And then we can watch that draw. We could see 2 draws coming up from this side, a big deep one coming up from that side, and there of course was the hill. Things should come over from that south end too.
This looks good, right on this edge. We bedded down. Lo and behold, after it seemed like instantaneous, we saw a buck come right down that draw.
Big buck comes running over the horizon, charging right on down.
Here he comes, coming right towards us.
This thing was too good to pass up and almost too good to believe.
It's crunch time in Nebraska, and Ram's Eric Falke finally has a shooter buck working his way across the plains and right into range.
Big buck comes running over the horizon, charging right on down.
Here he comes, coming right towards us.
When he came over that hill and started down that snow and his antlers were silhouetted against it, this thing was too good to pass up and almost too good to believe, because we barely got in there and sat down, and here he comes.
Coming right for us. Ron gave it a few grunts.
Oh yeah, he's looking.
And the deer responded quite nicely. Saw that he was a buck that I really was looking for. That's a pretty deer.
Yeah, he's coming closer. Let him come.
Get your gun ready to take him. I think you're gonna shoot him.
I felt confident that as long as I was following Ron's lead, we were gonna be successful.
Get ready for him. Let him keep coming. With this wind blowing, it's nice to have him close.
I was very nervous. I had all the things that were going through my mind, and obviously don't miss, don't miss, don't miss.
Okay, he's at 210 yards. He was a 4x5, but this guy was spectacular, and he looked spectacular out in that open field. Whenever he turns broadside and you're comfortable, go ahead and take the shot.
To see a big whitetail like that through the scope on the right day after everything that we've been through.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
You ready? Right in the front leg. Shoot him.
Oh, down he went. Oh, that's perfect.
That looked good.
That is a nice, heavy buck. I can't believe, though, he came running in over that hill. I don't know if somebody spooked him or if he's trying to chase a doe down, but when I grunted, it looked like he was coming right in, didn't it?
It did.
He's looking right at us.
Man, he just responded.
Wow. I started grunting, and bingo, he pinned us down and came right to us. Let him come. I told Eric, don't worry about it. If you've got a good broadside shot at 200 yards, I think you can put him down. And did he ever? Oh, down he went. Oh, that was perfect. 200-yard shot, and that deer was history. Boy, 210 yards, nice shot.
Thanks.
That's a good buck. All right, good shooting.
Ron's a real professional when it comes to handling hunters. Ron was really quick to settle me down, patiently walk me through the steps so I didn't forget anything, and the rest is history.
We got to get down here and see this. Come this way. We got to see that, boy. Nice shot.
This is the field. Holy cow. Look at the size of those horns.
Oh, nice.
That's a big boy.
Wow.
Oh my.
That is a good, healthy, big Nebraska buck right there. Got about a 17-inch inside spread. Yep. Nice. That happened fast. Congratulations, Eric. Overall, he's nicely balanced, except for he's missing that G4 on that side, but I bet you don't care a bit, do you?
I do not. I'm loving it.
There you go. That's looking pretty good. Perfect. Excellent. Ram on.
To be able to get out in the open, it makes me feel free, makes me feel alive again. I spend way too much time in an office, behind a computer. It was really exciting. Thank you very much.
Thank Nebraska, eh? You've got a young man who's excited about hunting and really enthusiastic, and he wants to get a big whitetail, and did he ever? That is just the epitome of whitetail deer hunting. Grunt him in, he comes in, he goes around. We worked that guy for 15 minutes. That was beautiful. You see him, you smell him, you hear him, you call them. Have that personal, intense interaction with that animal. This is what it's all about.